Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. We're going to take a look at the XRP chart. We had a false XRP ETF application show up on the iShares, so we're going to go over that. We're going to go over that briefly. I'm just going to relate it back to the when this happened. This happened with Bitcoin. So in the same order, so we're going to be taking a look at that too. So just in, Blackrock has not filed for spot XRP ETF, spokesman confirms. So, but the thing is now is that it's still up on the iShares, and so people are starting to, question if is it real or is it fake, you know. So okay, so yeah, when you get on here and you start looking at stuff, you just gotta take this stuff with a grain of salt. So some more recent tweets. We can see in the price action. Let's take a look at the price action. Also, just wanted to look at this real quick. So this is when the false ETF, Bitcoin false ETF. Okay, so that's when we broke out here. Bitcoin spiked up to like 30K right here, and then retraced. So looking for excuse me, not like exact same. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick and we'll come back over here. Just wanted to take a look and see the Bitcoin spot ETF false approval, quote unquote false approval. So this is going to be over here. So this was the false Bitcoin ETF application, and this was October the 16th. And from that point, I tried to post a pic in the group just to relate this. So it was false, just to get an idea how it could compare. They claimed that it was false when it came out here, but we later saw continuation from the speculation that maybe it's not false. So you can see we had a huge wick, had a huge price jump. We were all the way down, and actually I think probably rumors started kicking up here. But so we went to from about 27K up to 30K. So we just take this here and go up to the top. So about 7 hours, 8 hours, we had gone up almost 11%, 10.5% on Bitcoin. So let's take a quick look at the XRP Bitcoin chart. I was going over this again earlier today, and I saw this descending wedge now. Just kind of switched up the view a little bit, but saw this descending wedge, and the fact that I had this neckline drawn incorrectly on Bitcoin, XRP Bitcoin. I had some interference. I'm not sure what happened. So I had the neckline kind of off here. This makes more sense. So we did come back to the neckline. I actually saw this happen in here and was long on XRP. Let's go to XRP now. So looking at XRP, I actually started long here at this engulfing. So we had a descending channel here, and we had this break, and it wasn't short after that. We had the false ETF application from Blackrock, the supposed false. I'm having the same speculation, same thoughts happen with this as had when the Bitcoin false ETF came out. as you saw, like similar pump, dump, retracement, and there was about 7 hours after that we started to excuse me, let's go back and look the Bitcoin. How long was it after the false pump that we started going back up? So here's the false pump, or false news, whatever it was. We saw little consolidation, little dip down. So from the time of report to the time we broke out of this consolidation, actually would be right here, was 3 days. So just keeping that in mind when looking at the XRP chart, because they're saying, well, the application is still there on the iShares. So just like I said, keeping that same perspective, not really expecting the exact same thing to happen, but thinking there's a possibility that this could continue to go up, because that's what happened with Bitcoin. We saw Ethereum ETF. First we saw false Bitcoin ETF, then we saw Ethereum ETF, then now we're seeing a false XRP ETF. I had someone asking about a price prediction for XRP, so I just wanted to cover that real quick. Didn't really want to take up a whole bunch of time, but for the release, for also Judge Torres scheduled the briefing for briefing and discoveries for Ripple and SEC, basically to settle things out. But so this was off of the retail, and so the question was, what would be a price prediction for, if these institutional sales are, cleared. So basically, I'd be looking at this retail. It's a different amount, according to what instrument that you're using, but generally retail takes up for a very, very small portion of investors when it comes to moving these markets. So with that in mind, with this pump from retail being cleared, I would expect at least to see triple that, being modest. And if there's an ETF involved also in the mix already, or an application for, then that would bring us up to around $4. Let's go out to the weekly here. Just being modest in that. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to spike up to $10 or whatever overnight. I'd rather just keep it modest. We get pumps a lot of times. For those of you that have been holding XRP, a lot of times that they don't stick around long. So when we just saw this pump, it pumped, and then price was nearly instantly suppressed back down. We went back. Let's go back to the hour. So we went back and cleared out some lows here. Now on the hour, we barely set just above this resistance level. Right here. So you can see, you zoom in, we broke here. We already came down, tested that. We have a little gap here. Just going to do a little bit more investigating, but I just wanted to point that out real fast. The similarities, couldn't help but notice the similarities. So we have a little bit of a gap here still this last hour. So I'm, again, just imagine none of this is financial advice. I'm just kind of, like I said, keeping that Bitcoin, what happened with Bitcoin, it showed up on Twitter in the same manner. And if I'm not mistaken, BlackRock also denied it. But later we found out that it was true. So, you know, we're seeing price start to come up a little bit. We're at 60, back at 67 cents. Previous to this, we were down at 60, like right at 65 cents. So we set on the hour, not a huge wick on here. You know, it's going to be interesting to see the next several hours of what's going to happen. You know, with the news, you know, where does this come from? Again, I don't believe any of this stuff is. Let's go down to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute. None of this stuff is coincidence that these reports come out false or true or whatever they are. You know, they're put there for a reason, and so I'm no different than anybody else of speculating off of the reason. So why would, and I was already kind of speculating this before today, you know, and I think a lot of other people were too. It was seen on Twitter, you know, hey, because Ethereum had got their ETF, and it's like, well, where's they should go for an XRP ETF, because XRP is more legit, and as far as legality, like, you know, the justice system, whatever, the SEC, you know, it's been deemed not a security. So, you know, you would think that BlackRock would maybe go after something like XRP for several reasons, because of the use case and because of the legal clarity. You know, investors really like to have that clarity, that security for their investments. You know, without it, then, you know, you get a 66 cent XRP. So with that being said, we were cleared for the retail, but for the big guys, you know, for the institutional investors in America, you know, we're still not clear on that. I wouldn't doubt to see, and I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, I wouldn't doubt to see us come and take out some more lows, to be honest. So still prepared for that. Still have alarms set. Going to be, you know, watching the news as always, watching the charts. Just wanted to hop on and kind of share that perspective, because I know a lot of people are saying, you know, well, it's fake news, and it's right, but, you know, we just saw where Bitcoin had the same false news, but after retracement 7 days later, it continued way past to where it had spiked from. So just going to be keeping an eye on the charts. Just going to be keeping an eye here on the charts and on the news. And then, you know, as soon as I hear anything as another break, or, you know, we happen to continue to climb, you know, on the speculation that some of this could be true, then we'll be hopping back on. In the meantime, if y'all have any questions or anything, something else that you would like to cover, any other insight that you have that you want to add, then just reach out and holler, drop a comment, and we will see y'all